The IT industry has been working tirelessly for the last decade to transform the data center. First virtualization, and then the commoditization of hardware, and now the storage wars have reshaped the landscape forever. As we move closer and closer to the data center equivalent of the singularity, the industry has been faced with one major question: what should data center storage look and behave like? WeBreakTech has been testing and deploying various storage platforms for many years now. In the software-defined storage space, ioFABRIC Vicinity reigns supreme. Never have we seen a platform that simplifies, optimizes, and automates data center storage with such ease. To put it plainly, ioFABRIC Vicinity is what we believe data center storage should look and behave like. Vicinity requires two types of nodes. First, a control node, and then one or more data nodes, which can be deployed either as a bare metal install onto a Linux host, or as a virtual appliance for VMware, Hyper-V, or KVM. Data nodes scan for raw storage and networking resources, claims them, and then makes them available. This storage can be presented as files, Amazon S3, RAM, hard drives and arrays, flash, or LUNs. So long as the data node can see the storage, it can be used by Vicinity for consumption. The control node is what connects all of these storage devices together and presents them in the ioFABRIC dashboard. The front page of the dashboard is where we can see metrics and an overview of how our data center is performing. This is all standard fare for most software-defined storage platforms and is always a welcome feature. However, the real magic of ioFABRIC Vicinity is in the service level objective or SLO settings. You can see we've already got a handful of SLO profiles set up. These SLOs define what you want for each application, so it's responsive and the data is protected. It defines things like the number of replicas for your data and the response time or latencies you need by targeting different types of data and types of storage. For example, the Archive SLO directs a set of algorithms that they call the ioFABRIC Optimizer to search for slower, colder storage by using the target value of 100 milliseconds, or the average response time of a hard drive plus network latencies. The In-Memory SLO directs the optimizer to identify and pool together RAM disks with a target value of 100 microseconds. You can customize the SLO profiles or make your own. Generating and fine-tuning a new SLO profile is easy. You can choose to either optimize for latency or IOPS, one of the many technical abstractions Vicinity makes to promote ease of use. We then set our margins, which is the metric that Vicinity will probe the network to find an adequate storage medium. Next, we'll set our allocation policy to either round robin or local first. Again, another one of Vicinity's technical abstractions. To briefly explain, local first allocation means if the data exists on the same node as me, use that data to drive the workload. Whereas round robin picks the next closest node with the required data that has the lowest latency. Last, we'll set our replication factor, or how many copies of the data we want to store. The beauty of using SLOs is that it hides much of the scut work involved in setting up data center storage. Administrators don't have to focus on where the storage lives or assigning individual devices, as Vicinity's algorithmic magic takes care of it all. Basic operations like taking snapshots are done through the services page. Admittedly, this took us a bit of poking around to find, and the UI certainly has room for small improvements. However, there's not much room for complaint in Vicinity's basic functionality. It merges your storage together, allows you to configure its optimizations as you see fit, and then presents it to workloads for them to consume. To us at WeBreakTech, what really stands out is the level to which ioFABRIC responds to criticisms, bugs, and feedback. During our review, we found an issue with changing the size of a RAM disk. For bugs like this, we use the command line to set it manually. Between the time it took us to report the bug and generate this review, ioFABRIC has squashed the bug and it has been added to the current version. We've worked with many companies of varying sizes over the years, and very few of them have been so eager to engage with us as reviewers to solve the issues we turn up. There's not much to talk about when it comes to benchmarking Vicinity. It's almost entirely dependent on the hardware that makes up your storage. If you want it to go faster, add more RAM, flash, or networking. If you need more archival space, add some spinning rust. However, it wouldn't be much of a review if we didn't talk about the overhead. We've deployed Vicinity as a virtual appliance and observed approximately a 10% overhead in IOPS. Hypervisors impose a penalty on IOPS even when using pass-through disks, and there's simply no getting around that unless we go straight to bare metal. The full speed of any attached storage becomes available as there is no hypervisor IOPS overhead, and the CPU overhead is between 2 and 3% on a typical server using SATA flash disks, but can rise when using top-of-the-line NVMe. To summarize, ioFABRIC Vicinity merges ease of use and efficiency in a way we've never seen before. Even in its early stages, we believe Vicinity is a worthy choice for primary storage. It's not without issue or compromise, but our interactions with ioFABRIC alongside our experience with the product have us convinced that Vicinity can deliver and will continue to deliver as it grows to cover more and more use cases. If you'd like to try ioFABRIC Vicinity for yourself, visit ioFABRIC.com/deploy to download a free trial. Thank you for watching.